What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I am back with season 9, episode 10 of Sisters. Surprise, surprise. Before I start, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Make sure y'all like up the videos so I can stay in the algorithm. First of all, welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, in my Medea voice. Come in, have a seat, grab popcorn. Listen, y'all, this gonna be a long review. And to the people who have always been here, what's up? All right, here we go. The episode started with Hayden. He goes into Andy's office and tells her that jealousy and success don't look good on you. At this point, we know Hayden is antagonizing Andy as he do per usual. So Andy was like, what are you talking about? He tells her, well, Fatima's getting flowers and gifts, but I don't see you getting those things. I feel like they allow Hayden to get besides himself. And now, since he's real chummy with Benson, he's really getting beside himself. But you know what? Let's just keep it rolling. Andy tells Hayden, I'm sorry, not Andy. Hayden tells Andy that you can go ahead and admit that you're mad that your girl Fatima is winning. So in that moment, I just paid attention to Andy's body language. We're going to put a pause at that. So she says she's not mad, but it's her job to make sure everyone else is doing their job. So Hayden was like, I love seeing the cracks in the sister circle. Andy tells him that he's just a petty ass little man. She didn't say that, but she did call him a petty Betty that loves to stay in women's business, and he does. Okay, she wasn't lying about that. So Hayden tells her, you wasting your time trying to make a case against that doctor. Andy was like, well, how did you know that? He said he knows everything that goes on in his firm. When I tell y'all, you know what? I'm gonna keep going. So we find out that Hayden is Dr. Cruz's tax attorney. He also had dinner with Dr. Cruz and his wife. So I'm assuming when he met with them at a dinner, to sign up to do all this tax debacle. So now he's golfing buddies with Dr. Cruz. And he was referred by Benson, bitch ass. Okay? I'm trying to censor myself. All right. Because it seems like the way Benson is wording it, that Andy has it out for Dr. Cruz. But I knew Hayden punk ass was gonna try to tear Fatima and Andy apart. I saw that the moment he act like he wanted to help Fatima with that case. I been saw that. Like, we know Hayden for his works, right? I feel like come hook or crook, Hayden will do anything to be partner. Which means he really want to kick Andy out of her spot and take her spot. So for this whole Dr. Cruz and Benson situation, Benson know Dr. Cruz ain't shit. Let's just start there, right? So he got Hayden's thirsty ass to be Cruz's tax attorney, because who's better? Who better to represent that raggedy ass snake is another raggedy ass snake. Okay? I feel like Andy do need to start her own firm. But I will say this. And this is credit to Hayden. But as much as Hayden get on my damn nerves, and as much as an antagonistic person that he is, when it comes to shining a light on Andy's jealousy towards Fatima in this sector, he wasn't lying. Fight me in the comments. Don't fight me in the comments. Okay, he wasn't lying. Fatima is winning. She is in her lane. Like, I don't understand. But Hayden is most definitely trying to put a wedge between Fatima and Andy. Let's be clear. That'll never change. When I tell y'all I didn't trust Hayden from the moment he was like, oh, I'll help you, Fatima. Oh, raggedy bastard. I don't like him. And I'm going to tell y'all, I feel like Hayden is still butthurt from Fatima not wanting him, from Zach whooping his ass, and for Andy taking a job that he wanted. Like, you didn't even work hard for this. You just feel like you're so deserving of it. And let's start with the fact that Hayden ain't for nobody but Hayden. Because if you was real about what you got, well, no, because he's just a tax attorney. I think he just deal with contracts and taxes. So I don't even know in that sector. And another thing, I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought Andy was a divorce attorney, and that's it. Like, I ain't know she specialized in other stuff. That's all I'm saying. If you're an attorney, let me know. I don't know how that work, because I ain't never been an attorney before. Okay? I mean, I can tell y'all that I've been credentialed from watching Law and Order and all them other law shows, but this ain't that. Okay? So we get to Karen and Miss Lisa, y'all. Karen is holding baby Faith for the first time, and she's really looking at Faith. I feel like this is the first time she actually looked at baby Faith. So Karen tells baby Faith that, your sister will be with you forever, because y'all remember the baby's name is Forever Taylor. And Karen asks Lisa to give her some alone time with baby Faith. So, Miss Lisa was like, listen, I done ran down to Publix, and I've been gone for about 3 days because I was at Publix trying to shop for this house. So I feel like I need a nap coming in. So she went ahead and took a little nap. So baby Faith start to cry or whatever, and Karen put baby Faith down in the bassinet, and she tells her, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And she started to cry again. So Karen is deep in her grief and in that postpartum depression. Y'all know, I think the last time she looked at one of the babies when she looked at baby Forever. I'm pretty sure holding baby Faith and looking at baby Faith is a reminder of baby Forever, because of course they're twins. And I feel like that has to be extremely difficult for Karen, because she can't separate the two. Like, she doesn't have the wherewithal right now to separate the two. And you can tell, like, Karen is in a whole lot of emotional pain. And when I'm looking at her in this situation that's like really difficult for her, like, I really, really, really hate this for Karen. Like y'all, I don't care what Karen has done over time, but we gonna get there later. But this is different. Again, I've never experienced this, but when it comes to Karen and this postpartum and these babies and the expiration of baby Forever, this is a lot for one person to carry. She really needs her support system. So in the next scene, we get to Andy and Benson. Andy asks Benson if Dr. Cruz is a client here. She was like, he's a client now? He said yes, he needed a tax attorney. I feel like you knew Dr. Cruz. You didn't want Dr. Cruz to get in trouble. You also, you know what? I'm going to get there. Pissed me off. Andy tells Benson that the last time they spoke, she's got more evidence on Dr. Cruz. And he tells her, well, he's a client. Your job is to bring in billable hours and not do personal projects. Andy tells Benson that Dr. Cruz is a liability and that he has a class action lawsuit against him in Alabama. Benson tells her that his past has nothing to do with them. She tells Benson that Dr. Cruz is not his real name, but it is an alias. She also tells Benson that this is systemic and Dr. Cruz will ruin his firm. Benson then dismisses her concerns once again. He tells her whatever conspiracy theories that you're chasing isn't worth jeopardizing sorry y'all, the firm's relationship with Dr. Cruz. I promise y'all I can read. I know how to read. And he told her they're done with this conversation. So Benson tells Andy, you need to let this go. And he told her this conversation is out of bounds. And if she can't sit there and follow orders, this firm isn't for her. I was like, I beg your damn pardon? Sit here and follow orders? Y'all was about to say the N word, okay? I feel like Benson is a racist. And I feel like he only made Andy partner because she's a woman and she make top billable hours. Of course, let's start there. She has given them hours. She's given them billable hours beyond, brought in so many people over the years. And when I look at Andy working there, I look at a woman who is still not free to do whatever she wants to do. She really needs her own firm. Like, I do feel like Benson also because he cool with Dr. Cruz. And I'm pretty sure if Dr. Cruz tried to disclose any of this information, he told Dr. Cruz not to tell him because he didn't want it, because as an attorney, there are things that are on a need to know basis. And he probably didn't need to know, but he know what's going on with Dr. Cruz. He know Dr. Cruz is shady, but since that's his boy, I feel like he took on Dr. Cruz as a client, even as a tax, for his taxes or whatnot, just so Andy won't go digging any more information up on him. That is how I feel. I'm telling y'all, they ain't shit, okay? And speaking of ain't shit, Rich and Zach. Because those two piss me off. Okay? Calm down. Alright. Zach. so Zach is pissed off. And he's talking to Rich. They sitting at that bar restaurant or whatever. And I'm just aggravated because now y'all got Rich making some type of sense, trying to make him be the voice of reason. Like, where was all of that for Sabrina? And I feel like Tyler playing in our face right now. Okay? So Zach wants Fatima to explain this to him. Yes, to explain all of this to him because something ain't right. And I'm looking at Zach like, why are you trying to question this woman's loyalty to you? Like, really? Anyway, he asks like, do you know how much such and such purse costs? Because I don't know the name of it, so I'm assuming it's equivalent. Hell, I don't know, maybe a upscale coach purse. Okay, baby, I don't know. I don't wear them purses like that. All right. Anyway, Rich tells Zach, he cheated on Sabrina. He also tells Zach that they broke up. He told Zach that, I Penelope at the Sugar Shack, at the Shake Shack, whatever, at the Zumba, at the fake ass Smoothie King, okay? And he tells Zach that Sabrina was with some random. And I'm looking at Rich like, Zach tells what's his name, Rich, that Sabrina don't do that. Like, he knows Sabrina. Now, if you would have said somebody else, because he know them, he's been knowing them forever. And so he was like, Sabrina ain't that type of girl, and I just think y'all may need some space. Let me just comment on Zach real quick, because I feel like Zachary Taylor has done the absolute most, okay? And Fatima has forgiven him just based on all of his stupid ass baggage he came with, right? And to sit here in our face and act like Fatima is entertaining another man is really nasty work to me, and that is for real. Like, for me, he's pissy because I feel like with that money and that person, all of that, we are still in the whole situation because he still has not recouped his money from Gary's raggedy ass, and we gonna get there later. Okay, so he hasn't recouped his money, so I feel like he's pissed off about that amongst all of the other things that has happened, and he's taking all of this out on Fatima, and that is not fair. And when it comes to Rich has shown up extremely insecure when it came to Sabrina. But he knows that Sabrina wouldn't play him like that. But because when he told Zach we broke up, and somebody else, he told him he slept with Penelope. And it wasn't even an hour after you broke up with her, you went and stuck your nasty ass, raggedy ass Zeke and nasty ass Penelope. Don't act like it was a whole month later. Okay, it wasn't even 24 hours later. I'm just over it at this point. So we get to the bank. Okay? Sabrina's stupid duck ass is sitting. Y'all, I'm sorry, but some of this stuff is pissing me off. I wasn't even going to talk about Maurice and Sabrina because I'm tired of seeing Maurice and Sabrina right now. I need a break from them. But this going to be quick. She's sitting there in love. The man done down, and now she in love. Girl, get somewhere. So she's showing Maurice the man's pics. And y'all know Maurice is in hog heaven. Okay? She's sitting there acting like she has planned a whole wedding and a whole future with this bum ass Danny cousin. Okay? He don't even have a pot to piss in the window to throw it out. Okay? He might be living in a halfway house. He might be. I'm pretty sure he got a parole officer. Okay? Anyway, Dylan stops by to visit Maurice, bring him a box so they can have vision board schmecks together. I don't even know. Okay? I don't even know. So y'all, we get to Danny and Tony. I just want to remind y'all that when she was with Preston, and Preston was staying at her house for that little while, Preston cooked, he cleaned while she was at work, and paid her bills. But that shit wasn't enough. Okay? So you get what you get, and you don't get to throw a fit. I just wanted to throw that out there. That I just wanted to say Preston was not lazy like Tony raggedy ass is. Anyway, Tony is making a bunch of excuses as to why he haven't cleaned up this lady house. You laid your musty ass up on this lady couch, probably smelling like corn chips, because she said that, and he can't smell it because you're so knee deep in it that your nose is immune to it, fool. So she was like, you know what? I'm going to happy hour and meet Sabrina and my cousin. His raggedy ass gonna say, I ain't getting no invite, and mother, you won't. Okay, as a matter of fact, you need to be uninvited from this lady's house. Okay? So Tony wants to run something by her. He was like, I've been sitting here thinking maybe I can rent out my house and I can move in with you. Again, Tyler, get him off of our screens. Because we tired. Tony apparently put in a listing for his house to be rented out. And I just feel like Tony can go home or he can go to hell. But what he can't do is be in our face with this bullshit. Okay? Over at the law office, Fatima gets a call from Kathy. Kathy works at the doctor's office. Apparently, Zach is making some decisions and changes without notifying Fatima. Fatima tells them only to speak with her, and those changes are needed to be made. That's the first call she got about Zach. Right? So Andy walks her raggedy ass in Fatima's office to let her know Benson said no, not to pursue this Dr. Cruz situation, but I'm still going to do it discreetly. Now, I thought she was going to ask Fatima to do it with her, but she didn't. She did tell her, but I'm pretty sure she's going to need Fatima help on some things. So not Fatima. Andy finally looks at Fatima because you can see she has a look, not a look of disdain, but a look of discomfort on her face. So she asks Fatima if she's okay. And Fatima tells her, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just tired. And Andy was like, well, if you have any issues, you can come to me. Yeah, no. Not how you been clowning. And baby, when I tell you you had on your clown mask and you've been acting a damn fool with this lady over a day of mess up, but I get it, but not how you been coming off acting with her. Anyway, Fatima was like, all right. And I feel like Fatima have this look and this discomfort feeling between Zach and Andy. Like she's getting it from both sides. And this lady is pregnant. All right. So we get over to Karen's house. Aaron walked in the door with groceries or wherever he went he walked in the door. He was like, he was looking for Karen in the house. Miss Lisa come out of Karen's bedroom from the nap and he asked, where's Karen? So both Karen and baby Faith are gone. And Aaron was like, well, she's not supposed to be driving, but we see that her keys are on the table and so is her. So Miss Lisa called her phone. Her phone is still on the couch. And they go out the door. They was like, well, maybe she went and took baby Faith for a walk. They went out the door to go find her. And yeah, they looking for Karen. So Danny she's waiting for Sabrina and her cousin to show up. Pam actually walked in a restaurant. Danny sees Pam and, Pam tells her what's happening over at the shop. And so Danny was like, why aren't you at the shop? And, Pam is making all of these excuses, how the people, was in there getting into it and all of the things. And she's trying to look over her business and Karen's business. But ma'am, you assured Karen that you can handle it. I'm sorry, y'all. Pam is not to be trusted. She's not. So when Miss Lisa said Karen, what's her name? Pam have lying eyes. It may not be eyes of lying, but she definitely can't be trusted with my business in her hands. This was the same one who left the curling irons on. Your shop caught on fire. Oh no, that was a faulty wire. She left the curling iron on in your shop. This the same one who Karen busted having sex in her office. Then Miss Lisa busted her doing the same thing. Pam is not to be trusted. So Danny was like, if you can't stand the heat, then get out of the kitchen. And she tells her, like, you really need to be at the shop. Like, you need to be at the shop. And I just need them to hire a salon manager who can handle the logistics, who can handle the books, who can handle the day-to-day operations when it comes to having a shop and having a business for times like this. Because Karen ain't there. She can't tend to her shop. And Pam needs adult supervision. Pam be pissing me off. And this is one of those times where Pam is pissing me off. And you're making this about you. We get that you're having issues, but at the end of the day, you cannot do the job that has been tasked to you. Okay? All right. Back to the bar and restaurant. Okay? For me, I feel like it's like a bar and grill. Restaurant, bar and grill, or whatever, how they be saying it on the TV. Zach drunk as hell. Okay. Rich tells him, listen, if you're going to speak to Fatima, you need to be sober. Again, Rich, where was all of this compassion when it came to Sabrina? All right. Rich calls Sabrina from Zach's phone to get Zach's address to take Zach home because he's wasted, right? I don't even want to get into the back and forth because it's bullshit at the moment, okay? So Chaz called Fatima. Call number 2. Chaz called Fatima to tell him that Zach was out of control because he sent the purse to her house. Fatima ain't even know about the purse yet. Chaz tell Fatima, next time he come at me, I'm not holding back. Zach tells Chaz, like, you can't be sending me gifts. First of all, it's inappropriate and it doesn't look right to my man. Again, this another call. Sabrina called Fatima and tells him that Zach is drunk. Tells her that Zach is drunk. And Rich is taking Zach home. That was call number 3. At this point, Fatima hadn't had it back. She was at call number 2, was she? No, she was at the first call when she hadn't had it. All right. So Sabrina finally arrived at the bar and grill. Okay. Danny tells her about Tony's big idea. And Sabrina gives her reasons why it will work if her and Tony live together. And at the end of the day, Sabrina asked Danny, hey, what are you going to do? And Danny was like, I don't know. You know you don't want Tony living with you. So why are you making this decision harder than what it needs to be? Like, you don't even want him there now. It just baffles me how sometimes Tyler Perry have us hold on to these storylines instead of just being like, you know what? No, send Tony home. Nobody told him to quit his job. Nobody made him quit his job. He did what he wanted to do, and I feel like Danny feels guilty in some ways for him quitting his job on account of her, but she's not going to say that out loud. That's just how I feel. So Sabrina tells Danny about Andy lying to them and her whereabouts and her whoabouts when she was at the bar and grill with Dr. Bond. All right. Aaron calls Danny looking for Karen, and Danny finds out that Sabrina is sleeping with her nasty ass, con man ass cousin. Okay. So we get home to Zach and Fatima's house. Zach had the nerve to question Fatima's loyalty. He's spazzing out on this lady. But I feel like they needed this. He's being childish, passive aggressive, and he finally tells her about the comment he overheard her telling Danny. So we see Chaz show up at the house. No, before that, she tries to explain everything, and he told her, you said all that because you don't have to deal with Karen no more. And I felt bad for Fatima once again, because you're not giving this lady zero grace. Was the comment wrong? If I was in Fatima's shoes, was the comment wrong? Yeah, but and that lady felt bad for even saying it. And we really not gonna act like y'all, when somebody piss y'all off, y'all think about the most, sometimes have thoughts that you probably shouldn't have. So I give her grace in that, because the way Fatima should have went full throttle on Zach's ass, like, he is out of line. And as I said, was she wrong for the comment? I don't know. But Karen, let's be clear. Karen has said and done a lot of bullshit towards Fatima ever since season 2, episode 22, when they was in the supermarket and she found out when she found out Zach and Fatima was together. Right before she admitted, after they And then she admitted she was still well, we knew she was in love with Zach, that she wanted him back. Ever since then, you have not had it out for Zach, but you had it out for Fatima. You call this lady every bitch, excuse my language, everybody. I wish I had one of them censor buttons, but I don't. You have called this lady every bitch. You imagined yourself unaliving her at the law firm. You have invited your coochie for her man to come get. Remember when she came to your house and she was like, if this was, if I, you know, something about I have something better than this. Then it was like, this is a nice geode. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I'm sorry. That was just a little bit. Not to mention you tried to throw, when you found out you was pregnant, you thought that you had one up on Fatima. So that's how your raggedy ass was acting. You showed up at this lady's house a couple times. After she told you to leave, you antagonized this lady multiple times. Okay? When she came to your house after you read those raggedy ass, whack ass letters to Zach and what's his name? Aaron. You was like, get out. You see what? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Karen was a menace. She was an asshole. Okay? She stressed herself out. She was an asshole. So, for Fatima to have that thought, I wasn't mad at her. I wasn't mad at her. This doesn't, y'all, and I'm just going to say this. This is not me. This is just me specifically talking about this Karen and Fatima situation. That's it. All right? All I'm saying is Karen has said and done a lot because she wanted him back. He told her no after she told him no a bunch of times. We're not talking about the stabbing, putting him in jail, all because she thought that he stole her credit card or something, throwing his grandfather's stuff out. We're not even talking about that. Anything that happened after episode 22, season 2, it's been up and stuck. You couldn't wait. When you finally got pregnant, you couldn't wait to throw that in Fatima's face. When she told you she knew, you had that sour look on your face. I'm just saying. So for Zach to say that to her and then have it, doesn't talk about Zach, to have to deal with him, 2 possible babies. And if we can cross over to Fatima, his mammy, his brother, his stupid ass friends, like, and it was something else that happened on Fatima, I want to say, but all of that, and you question this lady's loyalty. That shit pissed me off, y'all. That shit pissed me off. Like, I know Zach is hurting. I'm going to say this, and I'm not taking none of this from him. But I need him to call Dr. Reed, get a grip, and get his shit together. You need somebody to be mad at. And you're taking this out on her. You're using this one thing that she did. The one thing that she said, and you're painting this a whole thing because you are hurting because your baby is no longer here. It almost makes me feel like he want this connection. He want to keep this toxic connection between him and Karen. I could be wrong, but I ain't wrong. Okay? And again, BET people, Tyler Perry people, why are y'all showing what's coming up next 10 minutes before this episode was over? Okay? Apparently it's coming back on October 8th. Okay? At this point, because I can't even have the element of surprise, it was Gary at the damn elevator, y'all. And She was on the phone. Okay, so before Gary raggedy ass come up on the elevator, she was on the phone with Dr. Vaughn. And he asked her how was Fatima. So remember that pen I told y'all to pin it back when she said she wasn't jealous? Pen right here. He asked how was Fatima doing. And she was like, oh, she's fine. Basically, I love my girl, but her ambitions to be an attorney is her overstepping boundaries and breaking rules. And Dr. Vaughn was like, sound like somebody I know. But again, that I have to ask this question again. Andy, are you jealous of Fatima? I feel like she is. But let's not point out how Fatima's overstepping and boundaries and breaking rules when it was beneficial for you. That shit was all good in the hood, right? It was all good in the hood then. Am I right? I know I'm right. But now since it's given her a leg up, it's a problem. Yeah, it's definitely given I'm jealous of my friend. And let's talk about all the bullshit, overstepping, rule breaking, nasty ass shit you've done and to whom at that office over the years, but you still been able to manage and become partner, and I'm not mad at it. But you coming, you the way you talking about this lady, and this supposed to be your friend. Like, girl, I get that I don't know what it is. Maybe it's all this shit she got going on, and maybe she just, I don't know. But to more important things, Aaron and Miss Lisa can't find Karen. And Aaron found a note. He called Danny and tells Danny that Karen left with the baby and left a note. And the note said, I can't do this. It's time to end this chapter. I'm pretty sure she's not going to do anything to harm herself or the baby. I think she did this is what I believe. Just my predictions. I believe she went and took that walk with baby Faith. I think something is going to snap in her. She's going to come home, but they're going to draw it out for probably an episode or something. I don't know. But I will say this. This is the end of the episode. Ebony Obsidian's acting chops. Yep. I ain't gonna hold y'all. She been doing the damn thing. She has. There is this growth that I'm so glad we finally get to see in Danny. Like, all of these seasons, we finally get to see that growth in Danny. I liked how the writers had both Fatima and Zach in black. I think that they needed this. Just because all of the stuff Zach has going on, I hate that he's emotionally dumping on Fatima. She doesn't deserve that. And I feel like Andy is dumping on Fatima as well, but I feel like professionally. And also, y'all know, of course, I think Hayden trying to cause a wedge between those two because he's just a hater. He is just a hater, and there is no way around that. Sabrina, we're just gonna put a pin on Sabrina. But Gary coming back crying, like, for all the evil shit you have done, all of the things you have gotten into, this made you cry. I mean, we can go on and on. The controlling, the narcissistic ways, the narcissistic behavior and ways, okay? And this scared you, but you pushed Penelope down. Y'all know I don't see it for Penelope, but you pushed this lady and made this lady lose her baby. But this, all of this, not even being stabbed, but you're crying. I really want to hear Gary's explanation, but I'm pretty sure his return, I don't know how this is gonna, I don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah. I don't think we're gonna really get him. He on this upcoming episode, we're not gonna get him to get an explanation, because now we have to take Andy out of the house so we can get this Karen situation taken care of. I don't know, but yeah, this for the episode ended, y'all. I gotta stand on what I said. I do not like how they are dumping on Fatima. And I like the fact that Danny checked on her. I like the fact that Dr. Vaughn is asking. Because, of course, because Fatima is the strong lady, everybody overlooks the strong person. So, yeah. This was good. I thought that this was the end, but I guess we taking a week. Well, is next week the 8th? No. So I guess they're taking a week off, and then it's coming back on the 8th. Let me see. Other than that, y'all, I'm so New Orleans. Other than that, yeah. So they have a week off, and then it'll be next the following week or whatever. It'll come back on the 8th. This is all I have for today. Tomorrow, I will give y'all the Real Housewives of Miami, 2 episodes of Zatima. And then I'll move Reasonable Doubt. I'm moving that to Friday. So I'll give y'all Reasonable Doubt Friday. And then we're going to get that second part reunion of, what's the name of that show? Ready to Love. Okay? I will see y'all tomorrow. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. And if you have not, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see y'all in the next one.